Hello, this is a read aloud for Unit 2 test. This test is on your honor. This test is closed note, closed book, and closed internet. You have 2 attempts on tests. You will have to complete attempt number 2 in your own time. Support block or Flex Friday is a great time for this. Number 1. From food gathering to food producing. Paleolithic men could not control their food supply. So long as they relied on foraging, hunting, fishing, and trapping, they were dependent on the natural food supply in a given area to keep from starving. But while Paleolithic men continued their food gathering pattern of existence in Europe, Africa, and Australia, groups of people in the Near East began to cultivate edible plants and to breed animals. Often described as the first economic revolution in the history of man, this momentous change from a food gathering to a food producing economy initiated the Neolithic Age. Paleolithic man was a hunter. Neolithic man became a farmer and a herdsman. This is the source. Question. According to the passage, what one significant innovation changed the Paleolithic Age to the Neolithic Age? 1. Perfecting their hunting skills. 2. Living in small groups. 3. Depending on the natural food supply. 4. Cultivating plants and breeding animals. Number 2. Early people in the Neolithic Revolution. This timeline uses BC, but should say BCE. 10,000 BCE, domestication of goats. 9,000 BCE, end of last ice age. 8,000 BCE, first crops grown in the Middle East. Then, domestication of cattle, pigs, sheep, and chicken. Then, settlement at Jericho on west bank of Jordan River. 7,000 BCE, settlement at Hatul in Turkey. Right before 5,000 BCE, invention of plow and use of fertilizers in agriculture. Then, loom used to weave clothes. Finally, invention of wheel used for transport. The question is, how did technology change the lives of people during the Neolithic Revolution? 1. Around 5000 BCE, the wheel allowed people to transport goods farther and faster. 2. Around 9000 BCE, the last ice age ended and the earth started to warm up. Number 3. Around 8000 BCE, Jericho was created as a permanent settlement. And 4. Around 10,000 BCE, the domestication of animals, sheep, pigs, etc. occurred. Number 3, it's a map. It says Siberia, the Bering Land Bridge. Inland migration routes through the ice-free corridor, the Pacific Ocean, North America. Pacific Coast migration route on foot or by watercraft, and then South America. It says possible migration routes from Siberia to North America. Cooler temperatures forced change on early hominoids. They either had to adapt to their new environment, migrate, or perish. Land bridge allows hominoids to migrate to new lands such as Americas, Japan, Malaysia, and Australia. Cooler temperatures spawned the development of clothes and the discovery and the mastery of fire. Which statement best explains the lives of early humans who migrated through North America might have changed? 1. The people adapted to the new environment with clothing appropriate for the temperature. 2. The people changed the new environment by using fire to slash and burn fields for farming. 3. The people modified the new environment by building land bridges for migrations. 4. The people used their new environment in the same way they had prior to the migration. Number 4. Paleolithic is a word that comes from 2 Greek words, paleos meaning old and lithos meaning stone. During the Paleolithic era, humans used stone to make tools, and stone was used many times as part of the actual tool. Tools are objects that make our lives easier. The first stone tool was used to meet people's three basic needs of food, shelter, and clothing. These were difficult times. There were no stores to buy food, and people had to cooperate in small groups to make clothing and shelter. To hunt for food, early humans formed spears. First, they sharpened the ends of sticks, but later they attached a sharp stone spear tip to wood using animal sinew or tendons. A tool made up of more than one material is called a composite tool. How did early humans most often use stone tools to meet their basic needs of life? 1, to hunt for animals. 2, to make idols for worship. 3, to trade for resources with others. 4, to build stores to buy food. And I don't know why I accidentally clicked that. I'm not saying that's the answer or the incorrect answer. Number 5, the Ice Age required a change in the way man could live. They forced him to depend less on plants and more on animals. The dangers of hunting on the edge of the ice also changed the way early man hunted. It no longer made sense to stalk single animals, even if they were quite large. The better alternative was to follow herds, to learn and adopt their habits, including their wandering migrations. This meant places that settled were set by the food animal. And that's the source. Question: how did the need for food during the Ice Age affect the way early man lived and moved? 1, early man killed individual animals to survive. 2, early man had to rely on plants and berries for food. 3, early man had to follow herds of animals for food. 4, early man easily hunted on the edge of the ice. Number 6. The ancient hunter-gatherers lived in small groups, normally of about 10 to 12 adults plus children. They were regularly on the move, searching for nuts, berries, and other plants, which usually provide most of the nutrition, and following the wild animals which the males hunted for meat. Each group had a large territory over which it roamed. Large because only a small portion of the plants in any given moment were suitable for people to eat, and these came into fruit at different times of the year, meaning a large area of land was needed to meet the food needs of a small number of people. The group's territory had regular places where it stopped for a while. These might be caves or areas of high or level ground, giving them a good all-round vision of approaching animals and hostile neighbors, and where they might build a temporary encampment. According to the passage, what is the main reason early man lived and moved in small groups? 1, they were often on the move over large areas that only provided enough food for small groups of people. 2, they were often on the move and did not want to be responsible for a large number of people. 3, they were often on the move and used caves, too small to hold large numbers of people. Or 4, they were often on the move and had to be cautious about hostile neighbors and predatory animals. Number 7, a map. We see it's titled Ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, circa 1450 BCE. Egypt, the Hittite Empire, Mitanni State, Assyria, and Babylonia. Which physical feature most influenced the location of early civilizations? 1, access to major seas. 2, access to major rivers. 3, access to long coastlines. 4, access to fertile soil. Number 8. Paleolithic men could not control their food supply. So long as they relied on foraging, hunting, fishing, and trapping, they were dependent on the natural food supply in a given area to keep from starving. But while Paleolithic men continued their food-gathering pattern of existence in Europe, Africa, and Australia, groups of people in the Near East began to cultivate edible plants and to breed animals. Often described as the first economic revolution in the history of man, this momentous change from a food-gathering to a food-producing economy initiated the Neolithic Age. Paleolithic man was a hunter. Neolithic man became a farmer and herdsman. Based on the passage above, why does the author call the Neolithic period the first economic revolution in the history of man? 1. During the Neolithic age, early man no longer hunted animals for food. 2. During the Neolithic age, early man was able to settle down and stop moving. 3. During the Neolithic age, early man was able to grow food for his family and have a surplus. 4. During the Neolithic age, early man created new tools that helped them farm. This is the end of the test. There are 8 questions. Feel free to go back in this video, to pause in this video as you complete this test.